In advance, sorry about the long rant. I just kind of kept going.
Hey everybody, Jevan here. It is Thursday, and welcome to another vlog. So, I was asking people what I should talk about for Thursday, and a friend told me that I should talk about working at GameStop, so I just decided to kind of lump that into my previous jobs. In high school, I started working at a shoe store called Finish Line. That was enjoyable, I guess. For a little while, it was good. I worked in the front selling shoes. Not enjoyable. I don't really like interacting with customers that often, especially with something that I didn't know much about. I just kind of made it up as I went. I had high sales and was one of the top employees, but I was constantly competing with the assistant managers and stuff like that. Even though I wasn't getting as many hours until later on, wherein I started working in the back. Great, I had gotten injured from football, so it wasn't as great because my injury just started getting worse. So eventually I had to end up quitting. But while I was working in the back, it was so great because pretty much I just worked. I was on call. I wasn't really on call, but whenever shipments came in, I would have to go and like unload them and do all the shipping manifests and blah 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 blah. And so I would go whenever the shipment would come in, and then when during the other hours I would work, I would either help out in the front if we're slow, or no, if we're busy. Not slow. What am I talking about? Or I would just be organizing the back and help people get stuff quicker because I knew exactly where everything was. Then every day, after a while, every day before work, I would go to GameStop and get to know the guys because I loved video games and stuff like that, pretty much every teenage boy. And he pretty much just said, he gave me an application, just said fill it out. And so I did, and he's like, okay, so when do you want to start? I was already in there all the time and I already knew what I was talking about and already talking to customers, so I had already gotten a rapport and I was good to go. And so for about a month I was working both jobs, and then I hurt my shoulder again, so I had to quit Finish Line. They wanted me to just work in the front, but I was going to get paid better at GameStop and get better hours. So I just decided to take that job. And this was my senior year. So I was graduating. I was kind of like forced to graduate early because I had already had enough credits and I didn't have any other classes without prerequisites. So I couldn't take any more classes. They pretty much told me that I would get late arrival and early release, which I'm not allowed to, and then have like an office aide. And my dad was like, no, just graduate early. And I was like, oh, okay. I kind of wanted to graduate with everybody because prom and stuff and knowing people. And I was going to film club my senior year with Leah, so it didn't matter because after I graduated, I was at the school all the time anyway, 2-3 times a week. So it was the same thing. But so working in GameStop was great, and then in November, right before Black Friday, something happened with all the managers and assistant managers, so they all ended up leaving or getting fired or something, and I kind of got, I guess, like a temporary assistant manager job, but I never really got the title. Didn't get the pay. It was just said, oh, hey, we don't have anybody to train anybody where you do it. It's like, okay, so did that for Black Friday and then halfway through to December, and then I graduated and went and saw my mom. I went to Montana and had Christmas up there, so that's where all her family is. And so apparently new management came in and they asked me when, even though I had already previously asked off, it was already in the books and everything like that, that I was going to be off for 2.5 weeks during Christmas break. But since there was no employees and no assistant manager, I guess, they really needed me. So I couldn't come. I was in Montana. I wasn't due back until January 3rd. And when I got back, I went in and everything seemed fine. But I went in and gave my 2 weeks because I had already graduated and I was planning on, getting ready for college and stuff like that. Because I was planning on going to college earlier, but that didn't end up happening because I didn't get in where I wanted to go. And I didn't really, I didn't get in for that semester where I wanted to go. So things changed quickly. So they never scheduled me, and they basically ended up finding out when I moved out to LA after college that, because I ended up going to GameStop a lot, and ended up finding out that I was considered inhirable by GameStop because of job abandonment. What a bunch of crap, right? Ridiculous. I was so freaking pissed, and then that's the main reason why I moved from LA back to Houston. I couldn't, I was hard trying to get a job out there. I mean, film jobs was fine, but it wasn't paying the bills. I needed more steady income. So I thought, GameStop would be fine. It was a job, getting money in and stuff like that. So I was, gonna make it work. But since I couldn't get a job, because most places wouldn't hire me, I ended up having to move back. But I mean, I guess in the long run it was good because I worked on a couple films back in Houston. But I would have liked to be able to do more in LA. But then again, I was deeply depressed, so that's another story for another day. So GameStop kind of screwed me over. I wish I could have stayed in LA and worked there, but I guess that just wasn't in the cards for me. But yeah, that's my story of previous, I guess, retail jobs and stuff like that. My GameStop story. My friend Cesar told me to tell that one, so there you go, Cesar. And that's about it. I think that's my story of the day. How GameStop kind of screwed me over, but tell me in the comments below, what are your previous jobs, like what you used to do, and if anything like that ever happened to you, or another story, kind of something like that. And I don't know, if I get enough comments or enough questions from people, maybe I'll do another one. I mean, I'll definitely answer them and try to do another video like this. The more stuff I get, the more I can respond to. So keep it coming. If you enjoyed this video, hit that like button. It really helps out. Subscribe below. Follow my Twitter. Follow Instagram if you want. I'm starting that back up. So more to come. That's about it. I will see you next week. Thank you so much. Goodbye. Thank you so much for watching. If you could click that subscribe button, that'd be great. Or watch last week's video, or watch a random video. Well, I'll see you later.